This is Valley News Live at 10.
Thanks for tuning in to Valley News Live at 10. We start off our show with breaking news tonight. The body of a deceased man was found at the Grand Forks Airport just this afternoon. Now, according to police, at around 12 p.m., a body was discovered in a field at One Airport Road. Now, the deceased man's identity has not yet been released due to a pending next of kin notification.
Grand Forks police say this is an ongoing and active investigation. Be sure to stick with Valley News Live as details become available. One Fargo woman is sharing her story in hopes to encourage others. Felicia Meyer is battling breast cancer.
And while the days have been tough with radiation and chemotherapy, she tells Valley News Team's Aaron Walling that one of her main motivations to keep fighting is set to happen this May.
Felicia Meyer is in the midst of a difficult chapter in her life. She's facing stage 3 breast cancer.
There are some days that I'm not positive. I'll be honest, it's hard.
She found out in January that she has cancer. But thanks to the support of her family and community, she hasn't been fighting alone.
You always want to be strong, and that's something that this family has really showed me, is that, we get through this stuff together.
Lots more texting and getting together, and I feel like we used to, which has been nice.
Just helps so much by bringing us all closer together.
Meyer has a lot of motivation to keep fighting. That includes becoming a first-time grandmother, which is set to happen in May.
She is definitely the light in this battle. I can't wait to see the little girl and to hold her and just shower her with love. She is definitely something that is needed during this time.
The Meyer family say they are close, and this cancer battle has brought them even closer. Video calls on Thursdays after chemo. Her son wearing pink for hockey, each one of them helping to keep her spirits up.
My wife means the world to me. We're best friends. We do everything together. We share everything with each other, and I'm so looking forward to getting through this with her.
Despite the chemotherapy, having her hair cut off, and being sick, she keeps a positive mindset, looking forward to when this is all over.
I can't wait to get to that point, to ring that bell, and to have my family there to celebrate this journey, because it's been tough.
In Fargo, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
Now, you can read more about Felicia's story by downloading the VNL News app for free. Just search VNL News app in your app store today.
Well, it's time to check in with First Alert Storm Team's Jim Gash at what things are looking like right now. Jim?
Well, Zoe, things are looking pretty nice out there. We have some clear skies and those winds not too bad. And we have another chance to see those northern lights tonight. If you want to check them out, make sure you go north of town just a little bit, about 10 minutes, and look toward that northern horizon. And make sure you check those VNL weather apps so you know if there's any cloud cover. Right now it's looking clear. Temperatures are in the, well, most of us are in the teens, some 20s, hanging on for folks in the east, and Jamestown sitting at 6 degrees. Pretty chilly out there. And like I said, we have some clear skies right now, but we're going to see some clouds build as we head overnight. And so that's why you need to check that app if you want to go see those northern lights. And those winds across the area, pretty calm. Most of us in that 5 to 15 mile an hour range, those winds blowing out of the north, bringing cooler temperatures. Now here in Fargo overnight, we're going to see those clouds build, and temperatures are slowly going to decrease. As we wake up tomorrow morning, we're going to see those temps in the low single digits. So guys, I'll have more information on what we can expect as we move into a pretty nice looking Sunday.
Alrighty, Jim, thank you. I'm definitely going to go check out those lights as well. Sounds awesome. Well, Special Olympics North Dakota celebrated another polar plunge at the lights in West Fargo. Participants braved the cold air and water to bring awareness and raise support for the organization. Now, according to the organization, this was their biggest year yet, as over 65 people signed up to jump in that cold water, some even doing it for the first time. Now, Special Olympics of North Dakota says the community is crucial within their mission.
The community is what makes us who we are. So, everybody coming out, doing the support, and supporting our athletes, it makes everything worth it.
Now, the organization says they plan to send an athlete, a coach, and a trainer all to Germany this summer to represent not only the state of North Dakota, but the United States.
Former president and current candidate Donald Trump held his first rally of 2024 in Waco, Texas this evening. While Trump continues to face the prospect of a possible indictment, his supporters gathered in Waco throughout the day for his rally. His first rally of the year comes during a time when he has been urging his supporters to protest his current investigation by New York's district attorney.
In international news, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced plans to station nuclear weapons in the neighboring country of Belarus, which he calls a warning to the West as it steps up military support for the country of Ukraine.
We'll be sure to provide further updates as details become available.
Pope Francis has updated and made permanent his 2019 plan of governing clerical sexual abuse and extending the laws to include accountability for leaders of Vatican-approved organizations.
One of the changes includes provisions for holding leaders of Vatican-approved associations accountable for a cover-up of sexual abuse. Previously, the norms related only to bishops and religious superiors. These leaders are people other than clergy members who are on the professional rosters of the church.
Now, another change involves the definition of abuse victims themselves, which previously only referred to minors and vulnerable persons.
Well, 3 years ago, one of the greatest unknowns was the COVID-19 virus. And while the world has changed a lot since then, healthcare providers are still facing challenges and having to adapt on a daily basis.
3 years later, we have a glimpse finally on some of the lasting changes and impacts that COVID-19 has had on a hospital right here in North Dakota.
Dustin Hager, a physician assistant at the Heart of America Medical Center, says he remembers not knowing what the medical community was up against.
We were hopeful that this was going to, the virus would burn itself out, or the virus would move through the population at a quick pace and it would be done quickly.
Of the 36 rural hospitals in North Dakota, there hasn't been any closures since the beginning of the pandemic. Eric Christensen, the CEO at the hospital in Rugby, says in the post-pandemic world, the biggest change has been the attitude towards healthcare.
There was a lot of talk about, we don't need all these hospitals, there's too many hospital beds. When COVID came, we didn't have enough hospital beds.
Hospitals were short on healthcare professionals then, and it continues to plague clinics and nursing homes. Christensen says 15% of geriatric nurses left the industry.
Environmental services, housekeepers, folks that want to clean the facility, kitchen staff. I mean, we're finding that there's a struggle across the entire healthcare system.
Some of the custodians haven't returned, and hospital officials say it's been a challenge to fill those positions.
A lot of places are, they have staffed beds, they have more licensed beds, but they can't fill all of them because they don't have enough staff.
Hager says before, during, and after the worst of COVID, he sees his role as an educator, so patients can make informed decisions about their treatment.
It's hard. There's a lot of regulations. You're held to a very high standard. But in my mind, there's nothing more rewarding than helping your friends and neighbors who are sick or ill.
He says he's seen the rates of child care and preventative care visits begin to rise again.
Christensen says health clinics are currently under-reimbursed for telehealth communications, but there is a national push to raise reimbursements due to the increase in telehealth calls.
Well, the PRCA Rodeo made its way back into the Fargo Dome for the weekend. Now the championship rodeo brought in more than 200 cowboys and cowgirls to compete in a variety of events. Fans and attendees got to see firsthand what bareback bronco riding, steer wrestling, down roping, and much more looked like. It was a fun experience for all.
Well, later on Valley News Live at 10, workers at a Starbucks in Minneapolis picketed their place of business earlier this week. Stick with us as we tell you why.
And we are now number 2 on our list of consecutive days under 40 degrees, 136 days. We have a little bit to go to get to number 1, but I think we have a shot to get it. We look like we're going to see temperatures below normal for quite some time, and I'll have a look at your Sunday forecast coming up next.